everybody. We have got some quad skating things to cover today. This time it is not news, it is drama. As is often the case in the quad skating community, there has been a rise in the drama, and it is attached to the release of Fantom's first issue of their physical magazine, their print magazine that came out recently, where they announced the winners of the Roller Skater of the Year voting, and put in some other editorial, if you will, articles that have definitely raised the level of tension in the quad skating community by quite a bit. So I've got it up on the screen already. Let's talk about the article in question that is circulating from the recent release of the Fantom magazine. And this is it right here. This is an article that was written by Charlie Keffer. We've got an article called Not Locked and Very Loaded. We've got this nice editorial illustration of Megan Schaefer, Ivy, Jaquan, and Macy Anderson. And to be honest with you, I don't think I know Macy, but I do know Ivy and Jaquan, and Megan's skating pretty well. So what does the article here say? Let's do a quick read of it. It says, "Believe me, we get it. Progress, not perfection. But there's got to be some sort of qualifications to consider a trick a make. While we could go on and on debating the merits of tricks that are not properly locked or that step-ons aren't as aesthetically pleasing, we thought it would be a bit more fun to demonstrate our annoyance with the frequency that these improprieties occur with a little drinking game. We each started with a full margarita and one rule. Every time a skater in the video didn't properly lock into a grind or did a step-on, we had to take a drink. You know, classic drinking game rules. Unfortunately, we made the mistake of starting with a video that had so few lock tricks we could count them on one hand. They must have known we were going to do this because it was almost as if they were intentionally trying to give us alcohol poisoning. They had us drinking every other trick. Bad move on our part. You're surely wondering, what video? We're not saying because we don't want to be mean-spirited or call out anyone specifically. And frankly, it doesn't matter what video it is because nearly all videos out right now have a good amount of half-ass makes. Come on, people. Here's a log of our drinking during the first video, culled from notes and audio. Yeah, we recorded ourselves watching the video. And then we've got time code stamps. At 0 seconds, we each took a warm-up sip. We would soon learn this was totally unnecessary. 4 seconds in. Jesus Christ, fourth trick in? No shit. None of the tricks in that line were locked. Drink. This does not bode well. Who has 4 tricks in the first 4 seconds of their video? 10 seconds. Another? So soon? Oh wow, 3 tricks in a row. The glass had barely left my lips, so I just kept drinking. So within, it looks like it's a 5-6 minute video. The screenshot is all I have. It shows about 5 minutes of commentary on the video. They talk about how few tricks were locked in, how many tricks were stepped up, and just rip someone's edit to shreds. They don't name the video, of course. I personally have not been able to figure out what video it is they're talking about. I did fact check it against my video. It is not my street section. There are not 4 tricks in the first 4 seconds. That is the article in question right now. It is making its rounds. This screenshot specifically is making its rounds on Instagram. A lot of people sharing their thoughts in stories, tagging Fantom, tagging some of the people involved, myself included. I have joined in on the conversation. On my Instagram story here, I tagged Skate Fantom in my story of my edit and said, play your drinking game with my edit, bet you will be sober. A little bit of shots fired, but I'll get into my viewpoint in a second here about why I think they wouldn't drink during my edit, but why also I wouldn't be critical. I did share kind of a edited version of this, so it was a little easier for people to read. I copied and pasted the text out of it, so it was more accessible for folks to read, and stirred the pot a little bit with this one. But then we get to, again, me being a little shady, but noticing that you shouldn't throw stones if you live in a glass house. This is Megan Schaefer's Ender for her most recent Fantom edit. You can see she comes unlocked. This is Barbie, the poster girl for Fantom. You can see she steps up. This is another Megan clip where great tricks, but she's not fully locked if you're going to hold people to that standard. And so we get to my thoughts, which we'll take a second to share here. I do hold myself to these same standards, and personally I want to see more skating that falls into this clean, technical style. I, however, do not think publicly mocking someone's edit was the way to move the needle towards seeing more of that type of skating. Especially when you're guilty under your own gavel. As I just pointed out, the people writing this article, some of them themselves have clear moments in their edits where they are not fully locked on tricks or commonly stepping up onto tricks in the case of Barbie. Is that a problem? No. We'll go on where I say, though I care the most about the technical proficiency of my skating, I have listened to the community and learned not to expect the same from anyone else. I think if you lead by example and put out the type of content that you want to see, and you encourage those that want to achieve this level, that's great. But don't punch down on those that are beginners, that aren't there yet, that are working towards getting there, or that simply don't want to be there. The more I've listened to the community, I've heard what quad skating means to people, and it's not always about being technically proficient. It's sometimes about feeling good moving your body. It's sometimes about throwing your body around. It's sometimes about owning your strength. It is not always about technical proficiency for people in the same way that it is for me. So policing the way other people skate is not something that I would participate in. Can I have my own opinions about someone's edit versus my edit? Yes. Would I share them publicly? At this point, no. I think I maybe in the past would say yes, but I think I've listened to the community and really learned that you should not police people, that you should let people skate the way that they want to skate. You can skate the way you want to skate. And what I would love to see is for the pros that do have platforms to lead by example, to skate the way that they want to skate, to make videos that they're super proud of, and let everyone else do the same. I think if brands want to platform certain types of skating, whether that's technically proficient skating or not, that is up to them, and that is what we will see the industry moving towards, is whatever these big brands platform. Unfortunately, I think that Fantom magazine is platforming some of their own skaters that do hold these beliefs and are very technically proficient skaters, but I think, again, that's not the way I would want to move the needle, is by being publicly critical of someone else's skating in order to uplift your own. And then my last slide was, again, lead by example, be the skater you want to see, and trust that people will recognize your hard work and contributions. I think that is why I got Most Improved Skater of the Year voting from the Quad Skater of the Year polls. I put in a lot of work. I did it silently. I put out clips I was proud of and found my audience of people that like that kind of skating. So now we have a trend going around where people are saying, here's my not locked trick, add yours. And again, I had to fan the flame by putting 404 file not found, because I actually don't have a clip of me being unlocked saved anywhere. Maybe there's one in my edit, maybe there's one on my Instagram, but I do hold myself to these standards, like I said, and I try really hard to put out technically proficient skating. But again, I do not think that that is the industry standard that everyone has to hold themselves to. And I think that Fantom probably should have thought twice before publishing this, but things are coming out about the creative director of the magazine, and people are speculating that this is the direction the magazine will continue to go in. So I'm interested to see the way the rest of the community reacts to this. It's been a very interesting 24 hours on Instagram, and I anticipate the next 24 or 48 will be even more interesting as people start to respond to some of this backlash. So stay tuned to the quad community to see how things play out. It is more polarized than ever, more fragmented than ever, and I hate to see it. I do love to see the needle moving a little bit more towards clean, proficient style of skating like I have. However, I do not think this was the way to do it, Fantom.